So here you are, you're near the end of your training phase, and maybe that really important goal race is just around the corner for you. So if you're going to take a 5k seriously, I think you probably need to have a slightly easier week and then race the 5k. A 10k, well, the taper could be a week or just over long, but essentially you're still going to do a pretty good training session probably the Tuesday or Wednesday before you race on the Sunday. You're just going to reduce the volume a little bit and make sure your long run the weekend before isn't too far or too hard to make you overtired for most people. Half marathon and the marathon require a little bit more thought when you're tapering. So here we go. Half marathon, I would suggest probably your longest run's about 3 weeks before, and 2 weeks before you're starting to reduce your long run, and a week before you've really brought your long run down to about 60, 70 minutes. You might have put some half marathon pace work still into that long run, but it's not going to be too far. The marathon, well, that requires some real thought, because with the marathon you've been training pretty hard for a number of weeks, and less finally becomes more. It's time for you now to protect what you've got rather than try and increase the training. We know that with the key long runs with marathon training, because they're going to be 2.5, 3 hours worth of running sometimes, we know that takes quite a while for the body to adapt and actually make the fitness gains and to actually recover. So there's no point you the weekend before your key marathon doing a really long run again. You might feel you need to because you've got to catch up on a missed long run from having a cold or an injury, but the reality is you just won't recover. So 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out from the marathon probably be your longest and key long runs. Then you're going to start to reduce your long runs to the point where in the final week or two your long runs are going to be probably around about 60, 80, 90 minutes long and no more. You might add some marathon pace to them still, but that is your taper underway. The real taper within the marathon tends to happen 2 weeks out for the rest of your training. You'll start to notice some of your training changes within our plans. And in the final week, less definitely becomes more. We're big advocates of you still training as many times a week as you would do normally in your final week before the race, so you don't taper so much that you lose fitness, you become stale, you lose confidence, you feel a bit heavier, you feel slow and lethargic. We don't believe in that. So if you run 3, 4, 5 times a week, even race week, you're going to run 3, 4, 5 times a week, but you're going to bring down the intensity of the training, you're going to reduce the volume, and it might only be you go out and do 30, 40 minutes and you include some fartlek work, some easy intervals, some light threshold work earlier in the week, and by the end of the week it's just easy running, maybe some light strides, and then the day before the race I would actually still go out and do a 10, 15, 20 minute run and have a really good stretch so you feel like a runner the day after when you actually start your half marathon or marathon. So think hard about your taper, less can be more, and the whole idea here is you arrive at the start line ready to go and ready to do your best long run, because that is what race day is. It is your best long run so far. Good luck.